Hi, we're back. Had a little hitch, but we're back. So this is two sides of the story with Angel and my husband.
I'm Rich. You're welcome.
Oh,
It's a pleasure to be here again.
oh yes. We were off last week, but we've made our decision. Friday is a no for engagements.
Yeah.
We're back full.
Two Sides of Story is a communication series powered by Keeping Marriage Alive. We happen to be the founders.
Oh yes.
Is to improve communication and harmony amongst couples. We hear the male side of an issue and the female side of an issue, so we can harmonize and learn from it.
Oh yes.
Today we have an interesting topic, by the way: domestic violence.
Oh.
What's your take on it?
To buttress this, we can't. Before I say anything, before I read this thing, I want to say something. Everybody, slap yourself. If you're watching, just give yourself a slap. Let me slap yourself.
No, I know better.
You know better. Anyone that hits anybody unknowingly in this intentionally, it's
That's
a madman or madwoman. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, he needs to do a mental assessment.
Or she. Is he only the man?
Oh, okay, that's
Okay, so back to it.
I have an interesting story, a case study.
Last week, someone sent this post in one of the platforms we mentor, and I looked at it and I don't know if I was amazed or if I was surprised, because I didn't know if it was a joke.
I was so bad up.
Oh, you
so
were?
Bad up, yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to read it and ask you what's your take on it. This is from a young man, and he says, I know you're a lady and might not agree with me, but I need to address this issue on domestic violence in women. This domestic violence thing is overrated, and women are beginning to hang on it, to become more senseless without putting any effort of making the marriage work. I'm a married man. I've been married for 9 years. I'm pleased to tell that I hit my wife. I beat her up sometimes to correct her because women are babies, and sometimes you need to go extra miles to correct them. My wife is my baby, and I'm her man, so I can't watch her do wrong. I beat her up and apologize to her. It's the same thing as flogging a child. Wow. And dragging them with the other hands. Look at our African parents. They beat us with all sorts of objects, shoes, sticks, bottles, anything they find around. I've seen parents pour pepper on their children just to correct them. And even do worse. Do you call that violence? This man is something else. Do I continue? Okay.
Yes, go right ahead.
If you can do all that for a child and they survive it, how can an adult not survive it? Main domestic dirt we hear is not the husband that deliberately killed them. It's always an accident.
While trying to correct them.
So I want you ladies to know that violence is part of marriage. Believe it or not, your husband must at least give you a slap for you to have sense, especially in Africa. So make your marriage work. Please, those people you celebrate and admire also endured violence. Stop calling it violence. See it as correction. See yourself as a child and your man as your daddy. That way you understand that love comes with tears. I know the ladies will insult me, but I'll continue to beat my wife if she misbehaves. It is the best form of correction, but I will never kill her. I love her so much. Ladies, beating is not enough to leave your marriage. Please see it as correction and make it work.
What an ignorant man. What's perspective? He married actually a baby, really.
Why?
But I thought when men say someone is their baby, is to cajole, play with, cuddle, and care for, not to flog. He has his perspective twisted. That's what I have to say to this. Yes, what do you have to say?
The truth of the matter is, as I began at the beginning, I said, slap yourself. And why I'm saying that is, it's not that, this story is a bit different from the usual.
Yes.
You see, it's different that when the man says, we had a fight, we fought, we hit ourselves, but I'm working at it. It's not what the man is saying.
Yes.
He's saying it's okay to beat your wife, and she understand that you're correcting her. Mimi, who corrects the man?
Yes, when the man does wrong, who will flog him? Since he likes flogging and violence. You see, the issue is this. If he does this, he's going to set an example for his whole generation to work on this. The boy in the family will look at when he gets married and let me correct my wife. He gets out his cane on his belt. To do that, the ladies in the house will grow up being fearful and weak, exposing themselves to be flogged. So it's a ridiculous one. Very bad one.
One of the things I want to say, and I'm saying seriously in this, is why choose the word violence to achieve something that proper communication can do? one of the things today, March 8th, Wednesday, is International Women's Day.
Yeah.
And we looked at this topic or case study that someone shared with us and said we can do something with this. And we're saying today, say no to domestic violence.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about it?
How the Bible teaches us to correct in love. Where is the love in that? And he's not so ignorant that he's boasting about doing that. And he's taking a wrong example. Our forefathers, yeah, they did certain things wrong, but they went all out working for their families. He didn't take good examples from the elders there. Choosing the wrong, twisted perspective.
Okay. So what's your advice to the men listening to us today?
Stand up for this. Stand against it. When you see men discussing and maybe chatting and laughing about beating their wives, you say no. Stand up. And of course, you don't beat your spouse or don't show a bad example to your children.
You see, I believe that we've had issues. I and my husband have been in a place where we actually fought. But
That was the first and the last time, really.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah.
But you see, that we made a mistake doesn't mean
You now make it as a system.
as a way of
doing
life.
Yeah.
That you saw your parents make mistakes. It's not the thing you should pick from them. And you can say to yourself, this stops with me. I saw my parents do it, but this stops with me. Remember, for every man that beats his wife, you have a daughter. Imagine your daughter being abused domestically by the husband. How would you feel?
Exactly.
What makes it different? Oh,
And the woman involved in this should stand up. There are steps she has to take.
oh yes.
I believe one of the important steps she needs to do is to arm herself. Get equipped physically. She could learn taekwondo,
Maybe
karate. Because
what
I've
I
actually
say-
seen this.
He can still no.
There are other steps,
I
but this is an
disapprove a bit,
important
oh.
step
I
for
disapprove.
self-preservation.
I disapprove a bit. You know why I disapprove a bit? Because if she learns upon that, the husband, one of the things I disapprove, being a woman, in the African setting, they'll say this woman is, what's the word? What's the
They
word?
will learn a new thing. She will have broken a record.
Oh, no, Mimi. You're one of the things I'm saying is, if you're the husband, Mimi, what when I was a woman, you make love to her.
I imagine.
What
About it, he's going to do it repeatedly, confidently. In fact, he knows when you've done wrong. Okay, it's like, go and wait for me in that room. I'm coming with my best. It's like that. And the harm done to this, because over a long period of time, I perceive
Oh,
from
yes.
what he's saying.
He said 9 years
It's
of
not just
marriage.
physical now. Physical, you can cause brain damage, you can injure the person, emotionally. Before you know it, the woman is now fearful and subdued. She cannot express herself. She's walking on ice, not to make any mistake.
Are you
she be
happy?
flogged.
Will you be happy?
Imagine.
You see, at the end of all this, what have you achieved? You've achieved like of fear and enmity in your
Yes.
home. What happens to your sons? Your sons grew with the attitude that
Yes.
a woman should be
Be flogged.
beaten,
Should
a
be
woman
flogged.
shouldn't be
She's a
hurt.
baby.
Oh no, I have sons and daughters, and I'm standing proud that both of us will give them an example they can replicate in their
Yes,
home.
yes.
What example are you leaving for your children?
What do you think? What about the case of Bill? When a woman beats a man?
Take it easy now. Have you heard one?
Yeah. For
Okay,
instance, if she learns karate and taekwondo,
No,
we'll see a repeat of this scene. The man will be the one right now coming for cancer.
Yes, I was saying, thank God you mentioned it again. I was saying something about that part. You see, because of our community, when women rise up, they say we are being, is it domineering or we're being unsubmissive? If there's a word like that. So what I'm saying to you is, how can you communicate rightly to get the right feedback or action? This requires one. If you're a woman in such a situation, get accountability partners. You need someone your husband respects.
Either your pastor, your lawyer, your family friends, father,
Whatever your
mother.
spiritual head, whatever it is, that he respects, that also believes in no domestic violence. Because you can have someone that you respect, but don't also sees as normal.
Yes, as normal. Yes.
So you need to be wise
And
in
if the
decision.
man still goes ahead and is about to beat you, get the police involved. Report that
My
case.
husband-
Report that case so that if there's another reply, a response another time.
Now, my husband is being
detailed.
very firm about it.
No, we have to protect this woman unless she's
She
beaten
dies?
to death.
Okay,
And we're
what
here
is-
talking accountability partners will be at their home sleeping, hearing the news.
Okay,
Only attend the
but
obituary.
but the truth of the matter is, the right way to go is accountability partner first. Give it all.
Then the police next.
No.
Then arming yourself next.
That's what my husband.
Then maybe you people give some break so that the man will learn his lesson.
Mimi,
and
are you
eat
planning to
it.
build the home? Are you planning to? What are you doing?
Build a stronger home.
Okay, to be fair, my husband is very passionate about violence in marriage. Okay, but I want to say something. Both of you need counseling.
Yes. And this should be followed with the man doing a mental assessment examination.
Oh.
Because his perspectives are twisted. And
Maybe
that's
you know
unnatural.
how many percentage
That's
of men beat
unnatural.
their wives in
No,
Nigeria?
to this level that you boast about and say they are babies. They are all babies.
Okay, so we're saying to you, dear women, if you're in this situation, say no to violence by getting accountability partners that both of you listen to and are mentors. That's one. The second one is you can involve in the accountability partners. You can get people that are like members too, but you need
And
counseling.
the third one.
The
Commissioner
counseling.
of Police and all the rest.
The counseling, you need counseling, and I'm very serious about it because your husband is not really him. This might have been passed generation to generation to generation, and for those single, better look very well before making
Yeah,
assumptions.
some of them hide it, but you see some anger, you see some manifestation that you wonder, is this a man?
You need to know before you
or
get
someone
it.
else?
But if you're in it, begin to work at it. So we're saying to you, get counseling, let him get to the root of it, and let him see if he's willing to change. And I think
He
that's what
must
you
be
start
willing
from.
to change. If
From
he's not
there-
willing to change,
Don't say any other thing that will stop anything.
but you see, people say it's verbal violence that leads to domestic violence.
that's true.
And we do know that women, they speak more than men.
Oh, yes,
And
that's
maybe their conversation and during an argument, their voice goes high, they call names, and that provoking the man. But that's still not an excuse.
Yes, we
You
agree
need to be
with you.
disciplined and you need to solve it, have a system or a method of resolving
The
conflicts.
truth of the matter is, when it comes to verbal, women, we think, I do it once in a while when I want my husband to hear me. But I'm learning. I'm in a learning plan. I think I say
Yes,
sorry
the
when
man will hear you and do. I've had it.
So we're saying to women, before you make your verbal acclamations,
Yes,
can you pause and count to 3
For the men, you count to 10.
so that you are sure you can process and deliver? Mimi, we're serious.
And once it's getting heated, take some steps backwards, away from where the
But do
conversation is
not,
going.
and I say again, wave the situation aside.
No, don't worry.
It
Deal
doesn't
with it.
work.
It just shows people have a weak link where you have to solve together.
There's a post that will be coming up, I think, in 2 weeks or so. And we said, if the other person is not heard or agrees with you in everything, the other person is unnecessary. Meaning that in a home, for it to totally work and be friends,
Both people
we must
they
speak
must
out.
speak out, yeah.
And now for
You hear
women,
their opinion,
yes,
their
each other.
perspective.
Now, women, we need to say it with respect. Our men should also give us a listening ear.
With love.
With love. And I'm saying to you that the woman loves you enough and speaks out doesn't mean she's disrespecting you. So we are saying today, are we going to keep silent to every woman who has been abused? Are you going to keep still? Are you going to look for
No, don't keep silent. Don't keep silent. Even the men that have been abused too. Don't keep silent. Speak.
So we're saying to you, get accountability partners, counseling, and communication till you get to the root of it. Then we're saying also to all the men, all the women, and everyone, join us as we celebrate International Women's Day on March 8th, as we say no to domestic violence. Don't give up on your marriage, but do not settle for less. So we say to everyone,
There's always
two sides of the story. Thank you.